All right, guys. Today we talking about my favorite video games. Right now we got a top five. We're gonna start out today with just 5 and 4, and just kind of piece it together from there. Before we get to that though, we got to start with the games that didn't make the cut. I don't want to disappoint anybody, but probably will.
It's a great list. A great list.
All right. Okay, so top of the list that didn't make the cut. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1. Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely loved this game as a kid. I think the hangar is still probably one of my more favorite levels from the series in general. Just because you remember those demo discs you used to get from PlayStation US magazine. Yeah, so that was the first time I played Tony Hawk. I remember getting that. I remember going to the grocery store, and I didn't have enough money on me to get the magazine, but I did get the demo disc out of it and ran out of the store.
Hey, brother, we all been there.
Hey. All right. I know, as long as I ain't alone, as long as I'm not alone. All right. Another one that didn't make the list. I don't know if a lot of people have heard of this game. It might be kind of a throwback. Bulls versus Blazers playoffs.
Woo. Brother, came out on Sega.
Yeah, see that was one of the ones I missed out on, man. I honestly I hadn't heard of it until Cortez told me about it. So okay, another one I put on the list, Tony La Russa Baseball, another Sega Genesis game. Woo. I remember getting this game from my cousin. I borrowed it from her, and I did not want to take it back.
Yeah, let me hold on to this one.
All right. Another one that didn't make the list, this time from Nintendo, Aladdin. Love the movies. The game was great. I mean, it took me and my cousin forever to beat Jafar in the end. And trying to remember those passwords so we didn't have to play through the whole game again was torture. I mean, of course we could have just wrote them down, but as a kid, you don't think that far ahead. I thought I had the world's best memory. I was like, I remember this shit. 16 letter password that made no sense.
Got it.
I can't tell you.
I can't find it, but I used to have a ring binder full of pads, like cheat code.
When I got smart enough, I did.
I just go to the notebook. People
right, start flipping.
What's that cheat code for this? I look it up. There go the game cheat code. What you want now? Oh, you want unlimited guns? Oh yeah, you hit down.
Dude, I used to love those magazines. Like it was like a thick book of like nothing but cheat codes. You used to sell them in the store. The one I never got to try, and I regret it to this day. It was NASCAR 1998, right? So there was a code that will put a gun on top of your car during the race. Yes, they had a code for it. And by the time I figured out what the code was, my game was too scratched up to play. So I never got to try it, bro.
I didn't know that, bro. That's one of the games that I truly just forgot about until you said it. Me and my brother used to play.
I used to love the NASCAR series.
People be sleeping on NASCAR, bro. That game was fun.
I'm trying to think. My favorite cars were, of course, I used to love the McDonald's car. I used to love Dale Earnhardt. What I'm trying to think. I think those are the main. Yeah, that was Jeff Gordon. That was the one. Those are the ones that I would always want to play with.
I played with Dale Earnhardt,
and I remember
and Jeff Gordon.
Yeah,
one of two.
Of course, I never did a full race, like a full 300, 200 laps. Like I ain't got time for that.
I was there for the shit.
I wasn't there for it, bro.
Hey, man. Who MC? Come on, run it.
See, I'd have pissed you off. I was the guy doing the track in reverse.
I would die you. I had that one you could play with like 4 or 5. Like we had this thing you can play with many people. I tried to buy that game a couple.
Oh, that's another thing I wanted too. You remember PlayStation 1? They had the thing where you could plug in multiple. Yeah, it was like a boomerang shape.
Like 3 of them. We connected everything.
Oh, you was rich, huh?
I ain't say rich, bro.
I see it.
I just said I had.
Hey,
how they got?
Like I said,
it ain't on my control. They just came to me.
Like I said, rich boy. Okay, another one that didn't make the list. Blitz, NFL Blitz. Now, again, this was another favorite for me. I can remember as a kid, Nintendo 64. I used to rent this game from Radio Shack every other weekend, and I used to love it. And like, never played through a whole season on the game. My favorite thing to do, of course, was the hits after the play was over. My favorite one was the frog splash. Right. And then you hear the guy. Yeah, then you hear the guy like after you tackle him. Oh, my leg.
That was crazy.
But I also used to love it on PS1 as well. But I think the 64 version was my favorite. I still have the game to this day. Honestly, NFL Blitz 2000. I got it on my Nintendo 64. It's getting dusty over there in the man cave now. I might whip that out after this is over with. Yeah. Another one that didn't make the cut. Mike Piazza Strike Zone. And as we were making this, I realized the Nintendo 64 and the PlayStation, they had a lot of sports titles.
Right.
I think compared to what we have to choose from now, where it's if you want to play football on any level, it's Madden. That's all you got. If it's baseball, I don't think they're doing the MLB 2K series anymore, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. 16, 17, something. Yeah. So I got that. So you don't have that. So you got MLB The Show, and then I think that's really the only baseball game that comes to mind.
That's it.
Yeah. So and then of course basketball is 2K. I mean, Live is out there somewhere, but they're not. It's not yet. I hadn't seen an NBA Live 21 yet. They did do NBA Live 19 and NBA Live 20, if I'm not mistaken.
I didn't see 20.
I want to say 20 had James Harden on the cover, but there may be 19 that I'm thinking about.
But then again, I think I seen somewhere where they might have put them back on. I don't know. But I know I had Live 19. I had both of them, and I used to play Live. Just to play with a couple people who were like, man, let's get Live, just see how it goes. And we doing the part.
Right, and honestly, the game was good. I only played the.
It was better than that. The one that had Dwight Howard on the cover, when they had Style.
Okay, so yeah, I'm looking at it now. We all wrong. So NBA Live 18 was the one with James Harden. 19 had what's the guy from Philadelphia? Joel Embiid.
Showing up,
yeah. So there is no NBA Live 20 as of right now.
Right.
Okay. Which sucks, but like I said, I'm thinking back to it. I mean, and you'll hear a couple of these games on our list though. Just the I think the early I guess you call them Gen 1 platforms. PlayStation 1, Nintendo 64, even Sega Dreamcast. They had a lot of sports titles to choose from.
Right.
Did you forget about? I saw your face. Did you forget about the Sega Dreamcast?
And I had one in NFL 2K.
That's where my mind went to, bro. I honestly, NFL 2K might still make my list, man. I'm not gonna lie.
You cannot beat me if I had it right. And I would tell.
Who do they have that year?
It don't matter.
Was that Dante Culpepper, Ren Moss, Chris Carter? Was it that year? Okay, that was it.
Oh, and Robert Smith. I run about too with Robert Smith. Chris Carter, I use him sparingly. Give me
right. He was
deep ball.
He was the hands guy.
Right.
You need a slant, Chris Carter. Right.
Fly route, ran.
Okay.
Every time.
Right. Okay, so another two games that didn't make the list. Again, these were mine. From my childhood games I used to play. Turok, San Francisco Rush. San Francisco Rush more than Turok. That was a game I used to love to play. Again, it was one of those games I played as a kid where I didn't play it to beat it. I just played and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I think one of my favorite things was they didn't have a whole lot it wasn't necessarily a lot of licensed cars when you think of Gran Turismo or Need for Speed or anything like that where you're getting these actual cars. They had they had the coupe, the sports car. They had the sedan, but they also had the bus too.
Oh, yeah.
For whatever reason, it was a bus, a van or something like that. That was always my favorite thing. And then you just go.
Right.
It's like there's like boosts everywhere. There's crazy ramps and jumps everywhere. Like for a kid at the age of 9 or 10, it was exciting as hell.
Right. Most definitely.
Right. And as much, like I said, as much as I love the game, it didn't make the list. Right. Okay. Another one of yours that didn't make the cut: Streets of Rage.
Oh, my God. Streets of Rage, bro.
I want you to tell me how it didn't make the cut.
It was hard.
I want to hear that.
It was hard. It was our top 5. It was like 5.01.
Okay.
Like,
So it was almost there.
It was almost there. And I remember like no bullshit. Me and my cousin, he got that game. It came on Facebook. He got that game. I'm gonna say it was a Friday night. It was over the summer. But if it was on Friday night, he got that game. We stayed up all Friday night until we beat that game. It was Saturday morning. I remember my auntie getting up. She couldn't break it. It was like 5. She was like, "Y'all still up playing that game?" Yeah. We almost at
it is that serious.
Like, we played
look, you just
all Friday.
Tell look, you just make the food. Say you just make the food. Don't you worry about what we doing.
We beat it before breakfast, ate and slept until Saturday night. Like that's how deep this game was. Streets of Rage is a classic.
I think I played it once or twice, but I didn't get the full effect of it as a kid growing up.
That was the game. Like we beat it and we still played it just to beat it again. Just kept playing.
Okay, so the next one that didn't make the list was definitely one we both loved and agreed on, but it didn't make either one of our lists. Ken Griffey Baseball.
Back. Gone. That was my I used to love to hear that, bro.
I can remember I can remember holding the cartridge in my hand. It was when he was still with the Seattle. I think he was with the Seattle Mariners at that point. When he was on, and there was a picture they used on the cover. It was him with that big ass smile. You know, I think he had a glove with the ball in his hand. And I remember that. Did they have the home run derby on there, or was it just Mike Piazza? Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, and that was one thing I loved as a kid. And it makes me. You know what it makes me think of? How 2K doesn't really have a dunk contest. I mean, they have it.
That's why I miss about live.
But that's the one that I remember the most. Probably the last one I played. It was NBA Live. I want to say around 07, 08, the one with Carmelo Anthony on the cover.
Yeah, and you throw it off the backboard of the scan.
Yeah,
doing the flip.
Yeah. It was the one where they took the soccer kick, the soccer move that Steve Nash used to do. You can throw the ball in the air and it come in windmill.
50 every time, bro. I never lost.
Bro,
I lost once.
I lost the whole.
About one.
I tell you, I lost a whole summer playing that game, bro. A whole summer, nothing but.
Bro. That's it.
On the PSP, I had it on the PSP, man. You know how hard it was to dunk on the PSP and pull those little tricks.
I have no idea, brother, because I was tripping PlayStation. Try to have me a PSP, I throw it on the ground. Get the shit out.
It was you know what I played that? It was a summer after high school, 2007. So I had NBA Live, I had Madden 07 with what's the guy from the Seattle Seahawks?
Sean Alexander.
What's his? Yeah, with Sean Alexander on the cover. I had that, and I had Midnight Club Dub Edition on my PSP.
Best Midnight Club.
Those are those 3 games got me through the summer 2007 before I went off to college. It was those 3 games and Chappelle Show.
Bro,
that's all I did that whole summer.
That's all
that was
you
it,
needed, bro.
That was my whole summer.
That's all you needed.
Right, and dude, Sean Alexander was an absolute animal on that game, man. I ran through your Steelers on that, just so you know. Just so you know. Ain't no maybe. I was the goddamn champ. All right. Okay. Oh, my game.
Yo.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Next one that didn't make the list, and this was a tough one for me because I got fond memories of the game. NFL Game Break.
Oh.
Yeah, NFL Game Breaker. It was a tough one, man. It was another one of those games, you know, PS1. It was like PS1, PS2 games, if I'm not mistaken, that used to come on the demo disc. There was a couple ways you can get those. Like, of course, like I mentioned earlier, you know, I used to go to the grocery store and they would have them in front of the magazines, and of course everybody was doing it. So like you would have to dig through the magazine to like see which one still had the demo disc left. But so there was that one, and then was it Pizza Hut that used to put out a demo disc? It was some food place we used to order from.
Pizza Hut definitely did.
I want to say it was Pizza Hut. Somebody, some food place like Pizza Hut.
If you order
Pizza Hut, Papa John's or something.
With Pizza Hut, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that now.
Yeah. And yeah, I used to get the demo disc with that too. And that was my first introduction to Game Break. That was also my first introduction to Game Day as well. NFL Game Day. That's how I got introduced. Like honestly, bro, those demo discs were crucial. That was like the best part. Like
whole games. Like it wasn't just like
right.
You can play a quarter. No, you was out here playing the whole game.
Right. The quarter was only 2 or 3 minutes long, right. But you got a whole game out of it. Dude, that demo disc, I got to play so many games. Like WCW Mayhem, right. Tomb Raider, Blitz, Medieval, Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaper. There was Need for Speed on there. Trying to think what else there was up there. Of course, there was like Frogger.
Oh.
There was
I remember that game.
Yeah. Bro. I remember. I think I had one that had Soul Calibur on. It was was it Soul Calibur on there? I might be wrong on that one.
Final Fantasy.
There was so.
On a lot of
yeah. It did. I'm trying to think what else was on there. Gran Turismo. For me as a kid, that was the hardest game to figure out, and the reason why was because they aimed to be realistic.
Right.
You know, as a kid, I wasn't driving yet when it came out, so I had no concept of taking a right turn and having to slow down.
I just want to.
I thought I could hit that turn at 200 miles an hour
and keep going.
Right.
No
right.
Gran
Turismo was like
going in grass, wall, whatever new.
Right. You better hit that brake, bro.
And oh man, it was a game back in the day. I forgot. It ain't off subject. It was like it had its own little system. It's like a driving game. It looked like a computer, but it was like a little driving. You had little pedals and everything, but it was really a driving game. And that was my first introduction to driving. Like,
oh wow! I'm trying to think. I got a picture in my mind, but I'm not sure.
Like
what you talking about. I know what you're talking about. I don't know the name.
I don't know the name of it.
It was like
you just sit there, you drive it, and you had a little gear right here, and you change the gears and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to look that up. I'm gonna have to figure it out.
We'll come back
so
with that.
next one that didn't make cut. And honestly, bro, I'm starting to think the ones that didn't make the cut are gonna be better than our overall list. I hope not, but we'll get there.
It's our list. It can't be better.
Right. I can't be wrong on my list. Joe Montana Sports Talk Football is up next.
And that's a lot of games that we have talked about that we feel like a lot of people really don't know about.
Right. Best thing about that game is the halfback pass. Unstoppable.
And the spin move by Barry Sanders. You couldn't do nothing with it.
No, right. Nothing at all.
Just let it be.
Nothing.
Just let it be.
Right.
But when you get hit with it.
And that's one of the games. I didn't have, my cousin had it, and I honestly don't know what happened to it. I really don't. Like, it's one of the games that just kind of disappeared on us one day. You know, granted, he never cleaned his room, and shit was everywhere. It was it's probably buried under the bed somewhere, but
still there.
You know, it is what it is. All right. Okay, another one. Like I said, thinking back to like I think the games that really like kind of formed my love of video games and was like a lot of games on the PS1 and a lot of games on especially the Nintendo 64. So a lot of the games that gonna make my top list, I can tell you now, are gonna be on the Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. Just because like those are the ones I have the most memories with.
I'm going back. Mine gonna be some throwbacks.
And I can tell you this one. I'm gonna have a couple. I can tell you this one here though that didn't make it. The reason is because I sucked at it. I was fucking terrible. NFL Quarterback Club.
Oh.
More specifically, 99 that had Brett Favre on the cover.
That's one.
That was fuck that game.
Bro, right? That game was the truth.
Hey,
bro.
Hey. Fuck that game. You hear me?
Hey, bro. I can't agree with this one.
Hey,
that was,
bro, I tell you when,
bro, me and my cousin.
Bro, when I tell you I could not. Hey man, when I tell you I couldn't complete a pass on that game to save my life, and it was frustrating. I'm not gonna say I was the best at reading defenses or picking a play that was appropriate. That ain't the point. I wanted to throw the ball. That's all I wanted. They couldn't give me one, bro. I can't remember ever completing the pass on that damn game. And, and for that reason, right? I really was. And for that reason, fuck that game.
That's my game. Did you play the little mode where they had the little moving target and you had to hit them?
Oh, nope.
I was killing them.
I went straight.
Bullseye.
I went straight to exhibition. I wanted to play.
I was bullseye and everything.
Right. I like don't tell me what button is which. I figured out. I wanted to play.
That was the game, bro. Hitting them targets.
All right. Next up, NBA courtside.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, again, bro, there were so many like sports titles on the game. A lot of them like didn't even make our like list or whatever. Like, I mean, you still got your NBA jams. You got Showtime. You had Live. NBA 2K came around. I mean, you had NBA courtside. We talked about the Bulls versus Blazers game. I mean, there were so many sports games to choose from. And honestly, I think that kind of pushed the industry as far as like competition is concerned.
And everybody, I think everybody had equal sales because it was like,
I don't feel like any game was just like dominating another.
Right. Everybody was like, "Oh, then you tell them about this game, but have you tried this?
Right.
Oh, this fine too. Let me go get this.
Right.
And plus, game was cheaper back then. So.
Yeah, true. But I think too, and I think that's part of the issue with like Madden, EA, and a lot of people aren't really looking forward to Madden 21, which is coming out around August or so. And the reason is, they have no competition.
And so they feel like they can do the bare minimum.
Right, and they really do. I mean, essentially, Madden 21, in my opinion, is gonna be not much more than a roster update.
That's a better
roster update, a couple bugs, yeah, maybe, and that's a maybe. On the
updates for stadium fans.
All right. I mean, it's probably gonna have the same menu. And mind you, the menu on Madden 20 was the same as the one for Madden 19.
Mm-hmm.
So they really haven't made too many changes. Right. That was really the only difference in Madden 20. Everything else looked the same, felt the same, played the same.
Pretty much.
All right. Don't get me started on that. Okay. So another one that didn't make the list. This one was more specific to you. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the Nintendo,
bro.
Late 80s, early 90s.
5.012. That's how close it was, bro.
It just they couldn't crack right it. They couldn't crack
it
top
was, but then I thought of a game that I love more than that, and I just had to put it above.
Just had to have it. Okay. I mean, that's cool, bro. I think I played that game once. Maybe I borrowed it from somebody, and I didn't get to have that love for it like you. I didn't get that.
Once again, shout out to my cousin Keith. This is my guy when it came to childhood games. Me and this man is legends in my family. In our family, we are legends. You can't say a game that we didn't play and we didn't beat together.
Right.
Even when he moved away to Florida. We were going down there summer. We were beating games. That was our whole mission this summer. Beat every game we could before I had to leave to come back. That was it.
Right. Oh man.
I'm talking about, bro. We beat that game. It was hard too.
Tell me if you beat this one though. Tekken 3.
Hell
no. No? Not even with Eddie?
Bro.
Eddie Goro?
But you know crazy thing?
Yeah.
I might get some little feedback from this. Bro, I do not play Tekken Pass 2. I mean, I played it sparingly, but I didn't own it.
Nah, that's cool. I mean, I didn't either. I played Tekken 2, Tekken 3, and then Tekken Tag Tournament, kinda, a little bit, not a whole lot. And again, like I said, that's one of the reasons it didn't make the list for me. Like I got good memories of it. I enjoyed the game. I loved. I remember beating the game. I got Paul with he had the tall hair. You know, he's kind of like that version of Guile. In my opinion, from Street Fighter. Like, that's what he would put me in the mind of. And he had this one move, the Comet Punch. And I used to do that shit over and over and over until I beat the game.
Okay, what's the name of that other game? It was like Tekken, but it wasn't. Yeah. It had to do with, hold on, was Law on Tekken?
Yeah.
That was Law?
Yeah, Law.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that was Law was on Tekken.
I'm thinking about something else then, brother. Oh, I played that. I played them.
Okay.
I played them.
So you now that you mentioned it.
I thought Law was on another game, but Tekken, definitely.
Yeah. That was
he was reminding me of Liu Kang and Bruce Lee and
Jan.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's what they I think that's what they were like aiming for. Okay. So as we were recording, I added 2 more games to the list that didn't make it. That I know they're gonna bring up memories for you.
Right.
First one, Road Rash.
What is that?
Yeah. You remember Road Rash? Motorcycles used to hit people with clubs and chains. Oh God, don't tell me you didn't play Road Rash.
No. I gotta look this up now.
Oh man.
I don't think I do.
So anyway, Road Rash had a long life. It was I remember playing on the Sega Genesis, but it made it all the way up to the PlayStation 1, Nintendo 64, same time. Okay, so the whole point, the Road Rash, which was my favorite thing. Okay, you get these bikes, you get to soup them up as you earn more money, and of course win more races. The thing that separated this from a normal like motorcycle or racing game was the fact you had weapons. So you take these weapons and you're riding, and of course you're knocking guys off their bikes mid-race. So that was always the most fun part. Like as a kid, of course, I didn't even worry about winning the race. I was more concerned with knocking somebody off their bike and just like watch it. But it also sucked when you got knocked off the bike. Of course, the controls weren't that great, so you can only move at certain angles trying to get back to your bike. Mind you, the race is still going. But yeah, dude, if you didn't play Road Rash, you pretty much. But yeah, dude, if you didn't play Road Rash, man, your childhood was terrible.
I'm looking at it on YouTube, bro, and it looked familiar. Did you can hit people with pipes?
Yeah, pipes, chains, bats.
I think I remember this. I think I didn't own it. I think I always paid this. There was a guy named Quez. Shout out to Quez. That stayed called across from my cousin Keith. And I think he had this game, and we used to go down and play it, but we didn't own it.
Okay.
So I don't. I remember seeing this game, looking at the YouTube video.
All right. You played it. Everybody. I think everybody played it, but that was the one for me. The other one that I know is not gonna make the cut, but if you don't remember this one, I don't know if we can continue this podcast. I'm gonna tell you that now.
It's under question.
Right. Oregon Trail.
Oh, of course. We played that at school, bro.
Exactly.
Had to do all them questions.
That was the best part of
school. Come on, man.
Right. Bro, like I remember those days when like I would rush through my work at the end of the day, like just to have a look. Like you would get like 10, 15 minutes before the buses came to like play. Yeah, and I remember rushing like through my work towards the end of the day just so I could get a few minutes of Oregon Trail while like everybody else was like packing up.
Right, bro. Oregon Trail was true. Had that big floppy disc.
Yeah.
Look like this right here. That slap them up in their computer.
Right. Disc was the size of a damn dinner plate. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, man, that was a game, bro.
Yeah, I remember that dying. I remember getting sick and dying on the trail. Mm-hmm. The favorite one was whatever one that was where you could actually go fish. So like I used to love to go fish, so you have some food, and that was the one for me, man. They like I don't remember much about the game. I just remember like enjoying it. What?
I got one computer game that Duke Nukem.
Yeah.
Duke Nukem was played amongst the computer lab at every school, bro. Like if you wasn't, we used to go to the computer lab just to play Duke Nukem. Ain't nobody trying to do no homework. Ain't nobody trying to do research. We have for Duke.
What schools you go to, bro? They wouldn't allow Duke Nukem at my school.
They let us play Duke.
Or you?
What choice did they have? We ran that school.
A lot.
I mean, they did, but we ran it. Cause we were good skills. Like we didn't get in no trouble. Everybody was making.
Right.
It was a couple fights. You know they're gonna be anywhere, but everybody for the most part, I think like. It was probably 2 people who fell out the whole school.
Oh, word.
And we were just,
you say it, yeah, bro.
Just out there playing. But we did our homework too. So everybody was passing tests. Like for 2 months. Nobody failed the test. They were giving us pizza parties every Friday. I'm talking about every Friday.
Yeah, that's one that just I played it. It didn't grow on me though. Like it just didn't. Right. I didn't fall in. It was cool, but I didn't fall in love with it.
Like when you had your friends, playing the solo stuff.
You know why? That's what I was the only child, so I only played the solo. Mm-hmm. And I realized why it didn't grow on me. Because at the same time I was that I got Duke Nukem, I also had Tekken. I had better games to play. Right. I remember having like Tekken and Road Rash to play around the same time that I got Duke Nukem. So Duke Nukem sat there and got dusty.
Yeah, I only played Duke Nukem. Like that was the only. That's the only
I had
PC game that I would fucking play non-stop.
Nah, I played it on the PS1. That's the one I remember.
I didn't even know it came out on console. So
Yeah, I was out there.
I only knew about
that's
by PC.
All right. Okay, so let's get to this list finally. Like I said, today we're just covering number 5, number 4, right? Yeah. So number 5 for me, Duck Hunt. Woo. Now this game,
I used to hate that dog laughing, bro. Why you laughing?
I would, if Nintendo today put out a version of Duck Hunt where you could shoot the dog, I would go buy it.
Definitely.
No matter the cost. If I had to go back, scrounge around and find an old Nintendo system to play it on, the old gun. If I had to spend hundreds of dollars and weeks on Amazon and eBay trying to find it, I would, just to shoot that damn dog.
Just to shoot the dog, bro.
It's okay. So the thing I loved about Duck Hunt, for me, it was one of the first games to really like make use of the gun, the light gun. Remember the orange and gray one that came with? So it was for me personally, it was one of the first games I saw use that. So like it felt like you were really doing something. And, of course, as a kid, for me that was fun to really feel like I was out there shooting something. So like you get the gun, you gotta hold it, you gotta squeeze the trigger. You're looking at the screen, they're flying up, and of course they had the ducks and like they had the clay disc too that would come up.
A lot of people didn't play that clay disc because they couldn't hit them.
Yeah,
they couldn't hit them.
And I used to hit them discs, bro. Yeah, and so I used to love that game. And of course, like I said, this game came out in '84. I was born in '89, bro. Like it was that game. it was still hot by the time I came around and got old enough to play. Like people still love duck hunt then.
To this day,
and I remember
pulled it out. Somebody pulled it out. We on grown men.
Right. And the other thing I loved about it too, when I got it, it was on there. You remember the dual cartridge? So you remember. So I got the Nintendo. My mom she found me an old Nintendo, right? And so I got that, and the only game I had for a long time was it was the one cartridge with 2 games on it. So it was Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. Right. So that's what I used to play. So like I would play Duck Hunt for a while, and then of course when my gun broke, I started playing Super Mario Brothers. But Duck Hunt was the one, man.
Duck Hunt.
You come home from a long day at school, you get to shoot at some shit. It was fun. It was fun. Like this, like I said, granted, you only got 3 shots, and if you didn't hit them 3 shots, that dog was coming up.
And I know every kid did this, so y'all cannot lie. You got closer here to that screen when you got mad. And you bust. And then when you still miss, and then that dog come out, so they just I hate you.
We probably couldn't count the number of times that dog has been executed.
Bruh.
Like let's be real.
You don't unload it everything.
Right. And I mean point blank on the screen. That gun is touching your TV. And you still can't kill that damn dog.
You can't kill him. I just want to shoot him one time. Just one.
I remember praying. I was like, maybe there's a code I can put in or something. Like anything, bro. Anything at all, man. Like it was something about that dog and his laugh, bro, that was like
frustrating.
It pissed me off. Yes.
Frustrating.
Maybe it's because he only laughed when you had already lost and messed up, you know.
So just
maybe that was it.
Frustration.
Right. You already hot, but that damn dog. All right, bro. What was your number 5?
My number 5, bro. I'm gonna have to go with Little League Baseball Championship Series on Nintendo. Bro, this game, bro. Me and my brother played this game so much. We used to have tournaments.
I still can't believe they made that,
bro. Yes,
I still can't believe they made that game because, like, I'm thinking now that to the reason why we don't even have an NCAA series because they didn't want to pay the college guys. Right. Like they didn't they had to use their likeness. They were gonna have to pay them, but it's crazy to think
they only made this one, and then after this one, they stopped, and then they just started coming out with one. I think maybe 2013. It might be like a couple of them, but then they stopped again. But this one
again, yeah,
bro, 1990 came out on Nintendo. They had multiplayer mode. You play a season by yourself. You had 16 little league teams. I'm telling you, the top 3 teams, you don't need nobody else. It's Georgia, it's Texas, it's New York. That's all you need. I'm sorry, California, not New York. Hawaii was the truth too, but California, Texas was number 1 on my list. They had little gray.
That's crazy.
They were gray and black.
Yeah.
They had like 3 chubby dudes in a row. Home run every time. Bah.
What?
At least with me.
Put that gut behind that ball.
I was killing. Texas.
The crazy part to me though is that those are like you mentioned Texas and like Hawaii, even like pretty much even Georgia still like I think those are like hotbeds for like baseball talent still.
They are.
Even today, like so it's crazy to me to think that even back in the 90s, like they were still like the best team.
Exactly. And you gotta think about it, bro. Like some of these, like I found out later on in life that some of these players that they portrayed on here, these players that actually played in Little League back then was playing in the major league at some point.
Right.
And I was like,
that's something you gotta
like, you was playing with this player that you might be your favorite player, but you playing with him as a kid. You was like,
imagine playing with like a kid version of like Derek Jeter or A-Rod or something like that.
You know what I'm saying? You just damn, I didn't
or even what's the guy's name? Why am I drawing them like Pittsburgh Pirates? Barry Bonds. Imagine a baby version of Barry Bonds, man. He probably still slapped it out the park.
One hand. Bah, get it out of here.
Right.
Just toss it back.
Right.
With that head bobbing like a bobblehead.
Right.
Barry Bonds got a big head,
bro. But we know why.
We know why.
You know it. Still though, man. Barry's a legend.
Come on, bro. He gotta be Hall of Fame.
But before the steroids, he was Hall of Fame, in my opinion. Right. Okay. All right. So moving on. For me, number 4. And it was tough to put it at number 4, but for me it had to make the list. Street Fighter 2. So the reason it had to make the list for me was that honestly I got the Sega Genesis. That was my first like ever video game, and the first 2 games I got it was like I think Madden, and I got Street Fighter 2 for the Sega Genesis. I remember I got that from my dad one random Christmas. I had no idea what video games were, what Street Fighter was. I was like 5 or 6, dude. So like I had no idea that this stuff was even out there. Like so I was still playing with Legos and racetracks and trains and shit like that. Like I had no idea about right, yeah. Getting up early, go outside and ride the bike. I had no idea that video games even existed. So like I remember I got this, and then later, like a little bit later, like another year or 2 down the line, I got the Nintendo. Probably like 2 or 3 years later with like Duck Hunt and all that was on there. So, but Street Fighter 2 was the first video game I ever played, and like it had me hooked
from go.
From the beginning, bro. Like even the intro with the crowd, the 2 guys fighting in the street, and then going down. And like I remember the first time I beat the game, I used Honda, the sumo wrestler. You remember that 100 hand slap? That was the move, but that was the one that finally got me over Bison. And it took a long time, a lot of rage quits, a lot of times wanting to throw the controller against the wall because I couldn't beat Bison.
Everybody had them moments in the game where you just want to through everybody. You try not to break that controller because that's the only one you got, so you throwing pillows, shoes, whatever. Right.
But see, the thing too that that's the other thing too. Like when I look at my son, like the stuff he doesn't have to deal with video games. Number one, there was no save point. Of course, that's the most obvious one. There was no save point. You had to run through that all. Like I had to beat all like 12 or 13 of those guys and Bison. I had to beat them all in one sitting.
Or you just leave the game and hope nobody turn it off.
And the trouble with that, number one, my mom was gonna turn it off. She wasn't having that. Yeah, like you're not about to run up her electric bill with that damn game sitting there on all day. That was her thing.
Used to have mine.
But even aside from that, the other thing was that had to share the TV. Yeah. So when you turn that game on, you put it on channel 3 or channel 4.
Definitely.
Back in the day, yeah. And then when it came time for Mom to watch her soap operas and her talk shows and the news, the game was off.
Cut it.
I could be in the middle of fighting them Bison. I done won around. I got him down to one hit. And if she says time, it's time. Got to cut it off.
Bro, have they ever turned your game off while you was in the middle?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I had beef about 3 hours with this thing.
I tried to run away.
I tried to get on. But she...
And then
bro, major comeback. Down 21. Tecmo Bowl. I moved just like it had hit. Down 21. Finally tied it up. I'm about to score like a game-winning touchdown type situation.
Right.
Unplug. I thought I told you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was, bro.
Right.
I gotta get up out of here.
Couldn't say anything.
I gotta get up out of here. Like,
there was nothing you could say, nothing you could do.
You talking about?
You know what? I tried to run away, and then I realized how little I had. Cause my mom, she's like, "Go ahead, go." And then it was one of those things. It was like, okay, I'm taking this with me. She said, nope, you're not taking that. I bought that.
Oh, she did. Oh yeah, she got
it. Yeah, I think she gave me like a shirt and some underwear.
Oh man.
And the shoes I had on my feet. I couldn't take my. But the deal was I couldn't when she said I couldn't take my game with me. I was like, well, shit, that's the only reason I wanted to leave. It's all right, so I
stick around.
All right. I mean, you can cook. All right. I guess I stick around. Right. All right, bro. What's your number 4, man?
All right, my number 4, man, is GoldenEye 007. Nintendo 64.
I stick. Yeah,
bro. This game showed you who your real friends were. Like if they allowed you to come over, or you invited them over, them were your true friends. Like if you didn't get no invitation from the people you thought was your friends, they weren't your friends.
Right.
You can't look at them the same. So you had Kiko, you had Tim over, you even had Lane Brandon over.
Right.
You didn't have me. I thought I was your boy.
So all y'all can get together and play 007, but I don't get no invite.
You can't come over. You or something else.
They hit you, bro. You was out of time. That ain't the point.
You still right? The invite. I could have seen what I could have did. Spent the night or something.
Right.
You did it.
Well, bro, you was out of town, bro. Y'all was a whole nother state over. That ain't the point.
I rode my bike back. You don't know what I could have did.
Right. Maybe I was back when y'all was there. You don't know that.
I never forget you. Never.
Right.
Yeah, man. This came out.
Dude, 007, man. That's another one. I still have that game, bro. Like, I played it. It's been a couple months. I put it in and played it. It didn't age well.
It don't.
But
it's something you can play.
Yeah.
Just like the blue. Like
me and my son
like
played
a throwback type game.
Right.
Even if you had like a 90s party or something like that, you could bring out the game. But, I remember this.
Honestly,
Mario Kart.
Honestly, it was a great intro too.
Best overall game for
Mario. Mario Kart, Mario Party, one or two.
Mario Kart.
But 007, they did do a good job with the intro. I will say that.
They did.
Like, especially considering what they had to work with at the time. Like the music, the little video that comes in at the beginning.
Brother, like, it's time. It's war time.
Right. Then the gunshot goes off, the blood runs down.
Sure. Brother, come on, brother. And this game dropped in '97.
All right, you know what the thing is? I remember that I got the game, and my cousin had the game, and of course we used all the cheats to unlock all the levels too, right? So of course they had some of the best cheats on this game too. So of course you get infinite ammo. Dude, you get infinite ammo, invisibility, invincibility. You had big head mode. You had 2. Dude, my favorite was 2 of every gun. You know, like, do you know how it felt to go in with 2 of the no, what was that? What's it called? The RP90, RCP90, the one that held 80 bullets.
I got 100
going in with 2 of those.
Baby. Let's get it.
Right. Right. Whole level. You don't even need to reload, man. You just come in and dump it, bro. Like that was right. That and my favorite gun was I think it was the RCP-90 if I'm not mistaken. The shotgun, the silver one. I used to love that one. Yeah. Of course the PP7, like for me, that grew on me towards the end. That was the silence one. But there was another one that I used to love too. Dang, what was it? It was a shotgun. The shotgun, the golden gun, the laser.
Oh, the laser.
Yeah.
The laser was a great one.
No. You know what it is? Cougar Magnum. That was my gun.
Ooh, yeah, that Magnum.
Bro, and the thing I used to love, the thing I love about that, bro, you hit a guy, they fly. They flew a little bit. Like, they did a great job with the physics on that game, dude. Like, when you shoot which is crazy to think about. You shoot somebody with a revolver, like close range. Like he's gonna fly, like chest caved in, arms out. He's gonna slide back about 5 or 6 feet before he drops.
Exactly.
Where you, and that made you feel like, oh shit, I got him.
I got
like
the
you was
power.
Excited, dude. Right. Right. Nigga, two in your chest.
Down.
Right.
Go down. Yeah, bro. Then you
so yeah, I used to
the little thing. I forgot what it's called. But you used to swing.
Taser?
Like you used to swing on the wall. You just swing up a level and stuff. You know what I'm talking about? It was like
on gold.
Yeah, like you used to. It's like some little thing you can shoot to the wall and you can just. It was like propel you up to it, to that level. You never had that? Oh, brother, you missed that, brother.
Nah.
It was like
on golden now,
yeah.
man.
This was something you had to unlock. You had.
You got to show me that one, brother.
I used to hit this little button.
Hey man, you might be on Die Another Day or something like that. The one that came out after.
Golden man. Cause
we got
my homeboy. He put me on. He unlocked it for me, and he showed me how to do it, and I was like, oh. And we just doing. That's how I knew he was my real friend.
Bro, we're gonna have to get together and play that, man.
I'm gonna see if I can remember the code.
Yeah, bro, we're gonna have to work on that, man.
Yeah.
Cause I don't know. I still don't know if that was on GoldenEye. But so crazy story, right? With GoldenEye. So me and my cousin, we both had the game, right? We used to love to play multiplayer mode. So I never played through the story. I didn't play through the story for years, right? And then so we had multiplayer mode, we had all the cheats, so that was always fun for me. Right. And so and then of course you unlock all the missions. So I had a couple of favorites when I was bored. I go play them. Like I go do the dam, or I do like the train. Yeah, I do like the train mission. And I remember I felt so dumb for doing it, but I never played it because I hadn't seen the movie yet when the game came out. I didn't see the movie until I was in college or something, years later. So I finally decided to sit down and play through all the missions one day, and then his friend, what's the guy, Alex Trevelyan? Whatever the guy's name was, Alex. Yeah, the traitor, the bastard. Right. So I didn't realize he was the traitor. So I didn't realize this until years after the game that came out. We was older, and so I played through it, and then I played it and got to the part where he betrayed him in the I want to say it was like a facility. There was a white room. They were surrounded, and then he thought the guy had died, and then he popped up later in the game or whatever way the story went. But pretty much when he found out he was a bastard, I called my cousin, and like I said, the game came out in '97. I was probably 7 or 8 years old then around that time when we played, and then I think we were in high school. I called him and I was like, dude, why didn't you tell me Alex Trevelyan was the bad guy in the game? Like, bro, what you talking about? Bro, I'm playing 007. I'm 5 or 6 years late. I'm hitting him up. Why you didn't tell me?
You should tell me something, brother.
Right. I'm saying, right, because that was my guy at multiplayer, right? Because he would always beat me to get James Bond. So Alex was the next guy up for me. So I'm like, bro, why you didn't tell me he was the bad guy?
Whole time I've been.
You got me playing. You got me right. You got me out here looking stupid.
I never forget it.
Right.
Never.
Right. Right. Mind you, he found out 5 years ago.
No.
But my dumb ass never played through the missions until later on.
That's your fault.
Right. It was, but that ain't the point. He should have told
you. You knew.
The day you found out, you should have called me. Pause the game, call me right then.
At that moment.
Pause the game, bring the little watch up, go call me.
Everything.
Right.
Yeah, man, that was the game, bro. You knew who your to me, bro. To us, 97. It says August 97. So yeah, I was 30.
Right.
So, that's when you start realizing who your friends were for real.
Right.
That broke down. There was a lot of people I hung out with, but after that,
I tell you what, a real friend will let you get one or two.
Right.
A real friend will let you get one or two. Even if you ain't that good, the game be losing. They don't want to see us. They'll let you get one or two.
Hey, you feeling good?
You're not gonna just right. Then you're not gonna win it, but they'll let you get one or two.
Well,
just make you feel better.
Especially when you don't have to laugh so much. And they be like,
right.
They the best one, so they do them team when you team up. I take my boy.
Right.
I take.
Right. And you know you about to lose, so they'll let you get one or two, man. Make you feel good. You know, for your pride.
That's my boy.
Right. That's my dog.
You know you winning, but you like, I gotta let him get. I gotta let him.
Right.
You just keep running over there to him. Oh damn, boy, where you up? I ain't see.
Right.
Oh, that boy, damn boy, you getting good, right? Yeah.
All right.
Y'all both.
All right. So all right. Yeah. Look, bro, I know I ain't shit at this game, but I appreciate you. That's my dog. Right. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. So that was 5 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that was 5 and 4, and we went through a couple that didn't make the list. All right, next up we're gonna give you guys 3 and 2. 3 and 2, and I'll be honest, I hadn't quite decided my 3 and 2 yet, so
I haven't either because I got a tough decision to make.
Yeah, I got some. Yeah, bro, I got some real soul searching to do to figure out 3 and 2.
Mm-hmm. Real soul.
And don't get me. I'm gonna lose some hair trying to decide one, but you know that's another story.
What one?
All right.
I'm just gonna throw out a combination of games and make it one title. NCAA hoop, basketball, baseball, college, little league. What?
All right. Say you can't. I can't choose. All right. You hear me?
Super Tecmo Bowl, Mario Brothers. What? That's a game.
Right. Wait.
They combined. You ain't see it.
Yeah, Mario was back in the Mario was in the backfield with Bo Jackson
the whole time. It was crazy.
Right. He was the lead blocker. Why you think Bo was so good?
Who's out there?
Right. Right. Had Peach throwing the ball.
Exactly. Hey, who's out there, baby? We did our thing.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap that up. So that's 5 and 4. We're gonna figure out 3 and 2 and come back from there.
Third. Till next time.
Yeah, again, guys, like I said, follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook.
Everywhere, all the time. Everywhere.
Anchor, Spotify, Google Play.
Apple
like I said,
Music,
everywhere.
Everywhere. Check us out.
Yeah. All right, thanks, guys. Bye. So there was a code that will put a gun on top of your car during the race. Yes. They had a code for it. And by the time I figured out what the code was, my game was too scratched up to play. So I never got to try it, bro.
I didn't know the bro. That's one of the games I truly just forgot about until you said it. Me and my brother used to play.
I used to love the NASCAR series.
People be sleeping on NASCAR, bro. That game was fun.
I'm trying to think. My favorite cars were, of course, I used to love the McDonald's car. I used to love Dale Earnhardt.
Mm-hmm.
What? I'm trying to think. I think those are the main. Yeah. That was Jeff Gordon. That was the one. Those were the ones that I would always want to play with.
I played with Dale Earnhardt.
And I remember